Oh, yes. That's it.
Hey, welcome folks to another evening with Cooking with Paul. And hey, I think it's a very different show lined up tonight. You might enjoy it. And it's something we've never done before, but we're going to do, I have a young lady here who's going to interview me tonight. And you probably find out some things that I don't even know. But anyway, before we get into that, I want to say there's no cheap gas at all. I think the cheapest 307s I've seen. Let you go down to Danville, it's $2.98 a gallon. $2.98, 307 here. But there's no such thing as inexpensive gas. But anyway, I want you to call in tonight. The number will be on the bottom of the screen here in just a minute. There we go. And if you want to call in and if you want to talk to me or my guest tonight, you're welcome to do that. But if you just want to call in and say I want to be in the drawing, you can do that also. Because we're going to give away a free oil change at Mills Automotive Group with Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge. It's a free oil change, and they do the best job anywhere on oil change. It won't cost you a penny, and it's also administered by certified mechanics. So that'd be good. And also with that tonight, the third caller tonight, I'm going to give 4 fair tickets, a Patrick County Fair, and that's a great fair. I was up there Tuesday, and I'll be there tomorrow night. But if you want to win 4 tickets to the fair, give us the third caller tonight. I'm going to get the name, and we'll call you back until you come down the station and pick up your tickets. But that's a great fun night out, and they got the Demolition Derby tomorrow night too. So anyway, to keep that in mind, and also when we give away 2 movie passes from my good friends down in Movie Town. And Movie Town has showed the best update movies there is in the area, and we're going to give you 2 free passes with that. And just to make it even better, we're going to give you a dinner, a large pizza right across the road almost at Jerry's Pizza. And we're going to give you a large pizza, 1 topping, but it'd be nice to go have a dinner and a movie. And both of those would cost you a pretty good buck if you had to put it out of your pocket. All you got to do is call tonight and get in the drawing, and we'll give that to you. But with that being said and done, I've been talking to this young lady for about a year now about coming on the show with me. She was on with me about a year ago, and Miss Lori Banks, it's such a pleasure to have you with me, Lori. You was here a little over a year ago. I don't know when it was. But you and Leonard Wood, we did a great show, the cooking show afterwards and all that stuff. And
it was so fun.
It was fun. And you were such a great, you're just bubbly, and I think you're very photogenic, and you're a beautiful lady, and you're very, you've went to school in California, Virginia Tech, both, didn't you?
Got my BS at Virginia Tech and my master's at University of Santa Monica.
Santa Monica. That's a fast town. Yeah, I've been through there a few times. But that's great. But, when I put on my Facebook today that you'd be on with me tonight, that you was very beautiful and talented, and you was a NASCAR enthusiast, which you are, and you've traveled the race circuit quite a bit, and I know the day you and Leonard invited me on the tour with you folks. Everybody knows Lori Banks. Maybe you knew you did. I think did Leonard, but it was a fun day, and I was very thrilled to be able to get to the places that a lot of folks never get to, and I appreciate that so much, and I will never forget that. That'll be some of my best memoirs. And but tonight, we were going to do this a long time ago, and you sent me a list of questions or so forth, and that on an interview, and I'm on the other side of the spectrum now. I'm not kind of used to people asking me questions. That's just about cooking or something, but about my life and what I've done, it's just a little different. But I think it'd be interesting to talk about. If you, especially somebody that is not as familiar with me as you are, and can ask some questions that, if I don't know it, I'll call my wife. And see if she can answer them for me.
We love Betty. She's absolutely beautiful.
She's a
and
sweetheart.
I just find you so vivacious, and your energy is so
Well, it takes two.
wonderful.
You know, if you weren't that way, I couldn't be either. You know, if somebody said, I'm going to, you really can't be yourself. I mean, I'm a people person. I think what I call people person, because I like people, and I like to entertain, and I like the people to enjoy themselves. And I never have did anything negative on anything, and I would never do that. Because there's enough negativism in this world now, and I want people to be happy. For God's sakes, I think it's a challenge anymore to get people to smile, but not you. And that's almost painted on me. You know? But you are from Virginia.
I am from Virginia.
And you up in
Meadows
Medicine
of
Dan.
Dan. Yeah.
And
Came up and did the pancakes.
Yeah,
afterwards.
I met your mother and some of your other kin folks up there.
Yeah.
I was some nice folks. It was good pancakes too.
In October.
In October? Do you do it again this year?
Absolutely.
We
yeah.
got to come up and have some pancakes too.
People come from Canada. They love it. They love seeing the leaves on the Blue Ridge Parkway and then just the people there. Everybody's just so friendly and nice and welcoming. And
you know,
you'll have to do it again.
Yeah, I did radio in Patrick County for about 3 years. And there's a whole different world up to talking on radio and the people that calls you, and then they finally meet you on the street, you know, and oh, you're a lot taller than you sound, or you know, it's a whole different thing being on TV, and but the people up there just good down to home. Most of them are down to home, good folks, and I really enjoyed my stay up there. But I enjoy my stay now, and especially you know having somebody like you sitting by my side tonight. I think to me that is a winner.
It's a true honor to be here. And I just had some questions. I just wanted to know about your background and how you got into cooking and where you came from, and tell us some of your stories.
Is that after I broke out of jail or before? You know,
I know you have so many stories, so we'll have to just limit to a few.
There is, I don't know, Benny. You know, I started as a child.
As cooking?
Little. No, I started cooking back in 1956. I went in the Marine Corps, 1956. And I had a brother at the time, before that, he went in the Marine Corps, and he loved cooking, but he was killed at Guadalcanal in the Marine Corps. And I said, well, my mom always told me he really loved the Marine Corps and he loved cooking. And I said, well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in the Marine Corps and be a cook. And I did. And it was a hard road to hoe, you know, if you don't know anything about cooking, which I didn't. But we have a phone call. Do you mind?
Oh, please.
I don't know which one is first here. Hello, you on the air?
This is Casey Hudgens with Spencer.
Well, Casey,
how are you?
I'm fine, Casey. So glad to hear from you.
Good to hear from you too. How are you doing this evening?
Just great, Casey. You know, I talked to you Monday night, wasn't it? Up at the VIP night.
Yes, sir, at the fair.
Fair, and you know we've been talking about this dinner theater at Spencer Penn. I think it's a wonderful idea, and I'm really looking forward to being there. And this is the first time that Spencer Penn has did something like this with a dinner theater. Have you ever been to Spencer Penn Center?
I have not.
It was a school, but they converted it into a community center more or less. But they got so much going on up there, and it's a beautiful place to go, and then you can do all kind of stuff. And they got a beautiful kitchen and all that stuff. But this is something entirely new. You have been to a dinner theater, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Well, we got this guy portraying Mark Twain. Is that right?
Yes, it is. It's Rex Stevenson.
His name is what?
Rex Stevenson.
Rex Stevenson, and he is an actor, I presume.
Mm-hmm. He is. He's. If anybody's familiar with Ferrum College, they did, and Blue Ridge Theater did. That's the wrong one. But the Blue Ridge Theater did. What was it? Jack Tales. If you're familiar with Jack Tales, Rex Stevenson was a part of that.
Yes, she is. My guest is familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But this is going to be on a week from Saturday night.
Yes, it is. Next Saturday, the 28th. Dinner starts at 6, and the show is at 7:30.
And you know, I put the recipe up on my Facebook. A lot of folks commented on that.
Oh yes, we have a great menu coming. We have two different side dishes, or two different main dishes. We have roast beef with gravy, and then the rest of it, we have a bunch of sides and two cobblers to choose from. But I'll leave that up to you guys. I kind of don't want to spoil the surprise. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
I know it will. And you know, if you don't want to have dinner, you can just come for the show.
That's true. The show starts at 7:30, and those tickets are $10. You can get those at the door, but if you would like to come for the dinner, please reserve your tickets ahead, and you can call the center. The number is 276-957-57, and you can call and get your tickets for the dinner and the show, and that's $25 for both.
I think that's a deal, because you can hardly buy dinner for two for $25.
Oh, yeah, date night. Just think about a date night.
Yeah. Will you be my date?
Sure.
No, I'm really looking forward to it, Casey. I think it's going to be a fun thing, and I'm really thinking it's going to turn into an event, you know, more than one.
I hope so too. We're working on something annually, so maybe we'll have another dinner theater this time next year, but we're working on it. We're really excited about this. I think it's going to be a great opportunity and great fun, and just come on out and keep us in mind, and call the center if you want more information. It's 276-957-5757.
And they will answer all your questions in there, and you will love it. And I am so glad to have you guys as one of my sponsors now, and we're going to be talking a lot about Spencer Penn in the near future. And you got so much going on in the kitchen and all, and right now I'm not going to get into that. But there's a lot of good things you guys are doing up there, and we appreciate it so much what you do up there.
Well, thank you, Paul.
And I appreciate you calling, Casey.
All right, have a good evening.
You too, honey. See you later.
Bye-bye.
But anyway, now we're talking about me, you know.
In the Marine Corps.
In the Marine Corps. That's where I started cooking in the Marine Corps. 1956, I decided to go in the Marine Corps and to be a cook. And they put me over in Okinawa. That's where I first, they had an opening in the mess hall, and I applied for it, and the open arms there, because it's very hard to find people do that sort of thing. But anyway, I thought it was fun to do that, and I was interested in cooking. And my first duty was to fix this tomato soup, cream of tomato soup. And they had these big 100-gallon steam coppers, and you had to get up on a little bench and use a paddle to stir the stuff, you know.
Oh, my goodness.
And I didn't know much about that. And they gave me all these cases of crushed tomatoes, and I opened them up with a can opener and throwing them in there, you know, and then bring them to a big boil. And then here comes the milk. They bring this cold milk out, and it was in cartons. So you just hit them on the side, and they open, you know, two at a time. I did as fast as I could do it. And when I finished, I looked in there, and it curdled on me. And, you know, if you start putting cold on top of hot, especially if you got a dairy product or something, it would curdle on you, and it did, and it ruined that whole bag of that bundle of soup. And they wrote me up, and I had to go find a CO, and he chewed me out pretty good, you know. He made me write an essay on how to make cream of tomato soup, and I wrote down how much it cost. I know I lost a lot of money, what that was, but I never made that mistake anymore. But it was learning experience. That's where I got started, and I've been in food service about 50-some years now.
And you were telling me about some experiences at Quantico.
Oh, yeah. When I was at Quantico in 1960, that's 1959 it was. And once a year, all the dignitaries from Washington, D.C. are invited down to Quantico for a big party. I mean, it is a party. It's no, you know, they drink and get drunk and fall out, everything. I mean, all those generals and senators and everything, they participate in this thing. And the President of the United States come down. And I had the pleasure of preparing food for two presidents at the time. And when they, you know, I didn't work at the Officers Club mess, but they picked so many people out from the base to come and help that week. And I was one, I don't know if it's the lucky one or what, because it was a lot of work. And but that was when Eisenhower was president and Nixon was vice president. So I said I prepared, Yeah, prepared for 2 presidents. Nixon wasn't the president, but he became president. But they came through, and I didn't get to talk to them, but I saw them there, you know, and I worked with this, they called a black hat chef, and he was the most fantastic chef. I mean, to me, I was all this awe, you know, this guy was something. And I really wish I could have been like that. I wish I could even create some of the dishes he did. But that's where I really got into cooking, and then they put me over there. They had a bachelor NCO mess with staff sergeants and up. They had bachelor quarters, and it's about 25 of them, and I was their only cook. And I go in there, a small kitchen. I just fixed breakfast and lunch, whatever. That was interesting too, and I got a lot of good experience. So,
I can tell whatever you create, you put a lot of love into it.
Well, you have to. I mean, if I don't like it, I don't expect anybody else to, and that's why I tell any of my employees have been with me. You know, if you take anything out of the table, if you wouldn't eat that, don't you take it to anybody else, because they won't want to eat it either. You know, and if it don't taste good, don't take it out there. I mean, I believe, you know, my take on this, most chefs, and I envy a lot of chefs, they do a great job, but most of them put more into presentation than they do taste, I think. I think sometimes they ruin food by trying to make it look good. I like to look good and taste good, and that's my take. And maybe I'm too critical on some of these things, but that's the way I feel, and it's been good to me. So. See, folks, I told you this is a very different show. Hey, look, we're going to take a little break. Don't run away. Let me get my breath, but we're going to be right back. Don't go away.
Oh, yes. That's it.
Come on out to El Norteño in Patrick Henry Mall. Come on out for great fun, great prices, and a family-like atmosphere. Come on out and join the fun at El Norteño in Patrick Henry Mall.
Hi, we're Joe, Judy, and Joey Sparks with Sparks Family Farms. We raise all natural grass-fed beef, no steroids, no antibiotics, USDA inspected, locally grown right here in Patrick County. Also, we have, on a new addition, we have our free-range eggs, fresh eggs every day.
Sparks Family Farms. For more information, call 694-6147 or visit their website at grassfedbeefs.com.
I'm Ed Frio, president of Bestwood Products and Blue Ridge Mountain Cabinets. My wife Marlon is here today with me. We own a family company, and we're here to serve you, the public. Our goal is to provide factory direct all wood cabinets at very competitive prices. Solid wood doors, all wood vanity. This vanity is regularly on sale for $7.95. We reduced the prices on all our vanities. This vanity would now cost $5.31. Please visit us here at Bestwood Products. We're located at 1220 Memorial Boulevard in Martinsville. Our phone number is 276-632-2120.
You don't have to be in an automobile accident to call Jim Mills Collision. Enhance the beauty of your automobile with a custom pinstripe, racing stripes, or custom-made decals. A Jim Mills specialist will help you transform your old classic into a restored work of art. Small dents, dings, scratches, hail damage, and minor repairs. Call today for an appointment at 956-1212.
Come on down to Los Norteños, right next to the Dutch Inn. Great food, great prices, and you're always guaranteed to have a good time. So come on down to Los Norteños, next to the Dutch Inn.
It's the Patrick County Fair, September the 17th through the 21st. The Demolition Derby, Friday, September the 20th at 8 o'clock p.m.
Oh, yes. That's it.
Hey, welcome back, and congratulations to S.C. Hollingsworth. You have won 4 tickets to the fair, and you're going to love that, too. And I'm going to have them right here at the studio for you with your name on them, and enjoy the fair, because I did. But anyway, back to what we were talking about. You was interviewing me.
Yes.
What is another question you want to ask me, Lori?
Wanted to know how you came to Henry County.
I came to Henry County in 1977, something like that. I was in another business and they didn't do too good, and they had an opening for the manager Shoney's here in Martinsville, and I applied and got it. And I was working so hard, diligent down there, and soon to be my wife came in to have dine with us, and I met her, and you right there, and she was so beautiful. I said, man, I got to know more about this lady, you know, and so. Anyway, we've been together, we've been married 35 years, and been the happiest years of my life, I guess. And I got one son and a grandbaby, and they are all precious to me. And it's been a full life, and I've been loving it. And then I got a job, the worst job I've had. I've told everybody, it's the worst job I had in my life, with the prison over here at 28. And you know, it was not a hard job. It's just the stress into it, you know, and the quality of people you got to work with. And it wasn't the most pleasant thing to getting them people to work. And when I'm fixing food, I like to have good food. I don't care where it's at, you know. And I try to teach those guys this way the food should taste like. And we got noted for the best food around. And we had some of our distinguished came over, some senators and congressmen from the area, and had the sheriff and chief police, and they came to dine with us, you know, and that was great because they liked the food, and the inmates they kind of enjoyed learn somebody really taking time to teach them how to do some good food, and this cook of the week thing they have here going on. I think that's amusing too, and they came over and put me on the cook of the week. That was back when I was there, and. I was talking about something we're doing, and I said, well, I fixed them some chicken cacciatore, and they put that in the paper, and I got a reply. Somebody replied to the paper from Ridgeway, that Mr. Farrar fixed all that old fancy food, kitchen cacciatore. Well, no wonder they don't want to get out, you know. And I worded that wrong. I should have said, well, I fixed some chicken with tomatoes in it, you know, or something, and been fine. But what they didn't know, I could take 5 hens and feed 150 inmates, and that stretches it out, you know. And I was very fortunate. I think I had the lowest food costs in the state. And but we did a lot of good stuff over there too. And then, but it wasn't something I want to do again. so.
You're such a people person. What would you recommend for somebody who's not a people person in the hospitality business?
Wash dishes, pots and pans. Don't work the front of the house, you know, but no. You know, 95% of anybody's business, I don't care if it's a restaurant or any kind, is service or hospitality, I call it. And I was teaching introduction to hospitality management at Patrick Community College. And I tell my students, I said, I cannot teach you hospitality. That comes from the heart. And you got to like people to have a good hospitality program for yourself. And you got to like people, want to please them. And I don't find too many people doing that. And it's not everybody can do it. And well, I find some friendly folks here. I mean, they are kind of, you know, but it's not what I would suggest. If I want to hire someone, I want somebody really outgoing and really mean. Don't walk by and say, how's everything, before you can answer it already with the next table, you know. It's a difference there. You can say, well, hey, how you doing? Good to have you here. I'm Paul. Whatever. And come back and check on them. You know, we're glad you're here, and say bye to them, you know. But if they have any kind of problem with their food or whatever, make sure they leave that problem is solved. And that's all. And that just made me very successful in the restaurant. And that would do anybody, if you want to be in the restaurant, that be successful, you need to do that. But I just think, food service is my thing. And my wife don't want me back in the restaurant business, which you got to be married to it. And that's something you don't turn loose to anybody, because if you like it, you don't want somebody to ruin it. And nobody's going to do what you would do, I don't think.
So what's next for you? What's on
Retirement.
What's on your bucket list that you haven't done?
I got a grandbaby now, and he's so precious to me. And my wife's going to retire next year. And she's been with Haynes Brands, or she tried with Sarah Lee, panel knitting here, and she's been 45 years with this company. And she's going to retire next year, and I hope we can do some traveling. What I would love to do is have somebody with a camera and they go across the country and come to these different restaurants and just do a show on, find a place that's unique and out there and shoot a show. And I think it'd be fantastic.
You would be excellent at that.
I would love that, and I just think that if I would do that, it would be fun, and you get to travel a lot, and I think a lot of people like to watch that, to see how different way people do things. And there's, I saw on TV not too long ago that people have corn on a cob, and they had these nails that goes in horseshoe, put a horseshoe horse on each end, and they got different toppings for the corn on the cob, and I thought that was unique. And another place the other day was macaroni and cheese. I don't know how many different types of macaroni and cheese. Something like that I think would be fascinating. What you doing? How you do this? I did a show up in Mount Airy at Snappy Lunch. You heard of Snappy Lunch?
I haven't.
Well, it was on the Andy Griffith show. Mentioned a lot of time Andy Griffith, where Barney had his redhead girlfriend or something. And but they make these big pork chop sandwiches, and people line up for blocks to get in to get these sandwiches, and then it's just a little hole in the wall. And right next door to them is the barbershop, Floyd's barbershop. And the other side is Otis, the drunk. Mm-hmm. And I interviewed those guys, they would go in there and went in the back and showed the folks how they made these pork chop sandwiches. And I got a good reply, a lot of reply on that. People liked it, because they always heard about it, but hate them, but they never knew how they were fixed. And that was kind of cool.
I think you're so fascinating, so I would love to see anything that you create in the future.
Well, you're a sweetheart. I'll tell you what, I'll get you in more often. But it's just that, the people here in Martinsville have been very kind to me, and on my cooking show and here, everywhere I go, people really, they tell me how much they enjoy my show and stuff, and that makes me feel good. It's nothing, I don't think that's special, but when they tell you it is, it makes it special to me, and I do anything in the world to make you people happy, and I hope I do that.
You make it special.
So, but again, I'm gonna have a drawing now for that free oil change and the 2 tickets. Why don't you do that for me, Lori?
All right. Just pick one.
Just one. Now this is for you 2 movie passes and a free large pizza at Jerry's Italian pizza down in right across from Kmart, and a free oil change at Jim Mills. So, Tony Aquinto. Tony Aquinto. Congratulations, Tony. You can, I'll give you a call after the show and tell you what to do about the store change. You come down here to the station to pick up your tickets for the movie town and Jerry's Pizza. And congratulations on all of you, and also to Elsie Hollingsworth for your winning the free tickets to the fair tomorrow. And again, I wanted to thank Lori so much for joining me tonight, and I want to thank you folks too, and thanks for tuning in. And I just hope God continue blessing you as much as He has me. Until next Thursday, this is Paul saying so long, and good night, Carson. That's